Gotta get my phone together because I'm live. But nonetheless, we thought it would be great for us to have this conversation for anyone who's considering locks, who's been on this journey, and they're still in the journey. I guess you say in the journey. I'm a little nervous about it because this is a first, so we just said we just gonna do this. So, we are here to have a conversation about starting the lock journey. It's gonna be organic. You'll hear her honest thoughts, truths about starting, why she wanted to start, my process with it. I have started quite a few locks this year. If you're watching this for the first time and you're not familiar with me, I am Yate the Barber Stylist. I am here in Columbia, South Carolina. I am a barber stylist at No Grease in Columbiana Mall. With that being said, if you want to reach out to me, you can inbox me, DM me, send an email, text, my number, everything, all the contact information is there. If you're watching this on the replay, I want to thank you in advance for taking time out of your day to watch this replay. But to get back to today's live broadcast, she's starting her locks. This is Diana, my longtime client. Actually, we're coming up on a year next month. So, to be honest with you, she's been asking questions about locks for quite some time, probably about 3 or 4 months into me doing her hair. We'll talk about her regimen, the importance of it. You'll see it from her viewpoint. I have no idea what she's going to say. I know she's going to be honest and genuine with her information because she is with me. She asked tough questions of me, and this is the one, if you've seen some of my real clips, she's the one that's always challenging me, along with a few others. But nonetheless, this is Diana. So today is about having that consultation, starting locks. Do I know everything? No, I don't. But I have great mentors. I know who to contact if I have questions, and I'm quick to say if I don't know something, I'll get the answer, and I go to my resource and get what it is that I need to make sure that I'm passing the correct information along to not only my clients, I call them my legacy clients now, but not only to my clients, but also those customers who maybe come see me once or twice. Doesn't matter who sits in my chair, I'm providing them with information, and I treat them great. I'll just say that. So I have jotted down a few things. I also have some resource material that I'll be sharing with you all as well. Some things that we've discussed throughout this process. And also a book that is written by actually 2 people that I know. But this young lady, she's really close to my heart. But she will also be using this as her journaling to collect her thoughts. This is a journal. It's a locked and loaded journal. So with that, I'm going to let Diane take the conversation. She's going to share why she's decided to start locks, what brought her to this point, and anything else that she desires to share with us. So this is a live, raw starter locks consultation. All right.
I think I want to start from the very beginning, from when I moved from New York to South Carolina. And let's take it back.
Okay, yeah, let's see. Oh, you taking it back?
Yeah, we'll take it back.
We're gonna take it back. All right.
Really quickly, because my hair is important to me. Just and I think any Black woman knows that our hair is very important to us and how we take care of it. So I was natural for about, I want to say 2 years, maybe more before meeting Yate. But I didn't have like a routine or a regimen or person I went to. And that was a challenge for me, although I was in New York, which I always found that surprising. But that was my experience. So when I came to South Carolina, it was very important to me to have a hairstylist that can care for my hair naturally and also trim it, but also do it wet or at least not applying too much heat. Because I went from having a lot of heat damage, so after going natural, I also was still kind of going to get my hair blow dried and straightened. So then I stopped that. So I had a lot of I'll say heat damage hair that I wanted trimmed, and I couldn't really find anyone in New York. So when I met Yate, I was asking her a lot of questions, like these type of questions, very specific, like how do you care for natural hair, what products you use, and I noticed that she had very honest answers, and she had a particular way of doing things, and I like that. I like people who are particular, because I'm also very particular. So I noticed that she would do a great job. So moving from that point, coming to her, I started off doing 2-strand twists with my natural hair, no added hair. And I have fine hair, thin hair, so you have, like, most stylists, if they are going to do my hair without adding hair, you kind of have to know how to style it so it can look full. And I noticed that she was able to do that, and I love that, to the point where I was coming to her every month, essentially, for the same hairstylist, and she had to, for the same style, and she had to stop me. She's like, all right, we have to do something new, we have to do something different, because...
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Doing ads.
Okay, so for the 2-strand twist, she loved her center part, as you can see. So it got to the point, you all know when you consistently part your hair or wear your hair in a certain style, it could potentially cause breakage. You can get a permanent part. Well, it was starting to become permanent, and I was like, hold on, wait a minute. You got to switch this up. But she absolutely loved her center part. So I shared that with her. I explained to her why. There are a number of other reasons why you want to make the adjustments and doing various styles with your hair. Especially when it pertains to around the edges. You know, the center of our hair can be very fragile. If you're styling the hair in a dry state, our hair is very, very fragile in that state. But nonetheless, I went through that process, sharing those things with her, basically just assisting her with the questions that she had, sharing honest answers, letting her know why we do certain things the way we do them, just giving her the information she needed to make informed decisions about her specific hair texture. And as you can see, her hair is long. Right now, we did a wash and go for her last week because she just come out of some passion twist. And I have to share this with y'all. Okay, so the passion twist. Many have challenges with that hair if they don't soak it and get that coating off of it. Whatever it is that they create the hair with, the chemicals they use, it can be very irritating to the scalp and the skin, especially if it's hair that lays on the skin. Which brings me to, I followed up with her after she got that style done, and I wanted to check in to see how it was going, how's everything holding up. And she was like, well, I'm having some itching. It's bothering me on my back. And I was like, okay, well, we need to take it out because that's a problem. Now, mind you, I soaked it. I did everything we needed to do to ensure that whatever coating was on it was taken off of it, at least to the best of my ability. But she said, no, I'm going to keep it. And she kept it. So when she came back last week, she showed it to me. And I felt some type of way because that was a problem, but she made the decision that she wanted to keep it. So I had to bear, I had to deal with it. But nonetheless, those are things. So you get the good, the bad, the ups, the downs with it. And in that case, when, I followed up to find out what was going on and she made that decision to continue on with it, I was like, okay, there's nothing I could do. But the important thing, we got the open line of communication, no matter what it is, as it relates to her hair care and what's going on. She feels comfortable enough to tell me. And because it was her decision to continue on with it, I was like, okay. So, needless to say, sometimes I can never say that I don't care enough about my clients, but there have been moments where I've been really upset about something. She's like, don't worry about it. So what should have been done is she pulled it up, which she really is one that she comes to get her hair done. She doesn't care for it. Once it's put however it's put, it stays that way. So when she came back, I showed her how to pin her hair up. So that was something I did not know. But when we came back and discussed it and she talked to me about it, I said, okay, before we take them out, I'm going to show you how to pin it up in the event that you decide you want to get them done again. We'll pin them up. So, yeah, that's that.
I just want to add to that. So that was actually the knotless braids, the last style.
Yeah, the last style.
But she did do passion twist for me, and she had put it up. And I think, like back in September, and I think that's why I had forgotten that I had this severe allergy to hair, to extension hair.
And I didn't know that she had the allergy to the hair.
Yeah,
and my fault for not asking. However, I was proactive because I know that I have problems with the hair, which is why I soaked the hair before I even installed it. Yeah. So that's something I do for private clients who want that done. Of course, there's an extra fee. However, I do that. That's just another level of care for me. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, and actually, I forgot about my allergy because I haven't had my hair done in so long. But after I was doing styles with Yate, I was like, I want to try some things, and I convinced her to do it for me. So the first style we did was passion twist, and it was up, and I actually love up styles. So once she put it up, I did not put it back down until I came back to her, and she took it down. So I didn't realize that. So when we did the knotless braids and I had my hair down, I didn't realize after a while that it was kind of itching, and so I had a bad allergy reaction, and I only left it because I kind of knew my spirit. All right, this is my last hurrah. We're just gonna do these locks because I was thinking about it for a while. So kind of going back and to the consultation of the locks. I just wanted to paint that story of like how we started a relationship and why I would feel comfortable working with her, because as you can see, she's very particular. She cares about her clients and how not only the look of it, but the care of it. So once I was doing my 2-strand twist, I loved how it looked even when it got old. So I kind of had a vibe for what I guess starting locks could potentially look like through those hairstyles. And I think it's been a natural evolution to wanting locks because I want to get into my natural, like have my natural hair as much as possible. And plus, as you can see, I'm a kind of client that wants a low maintenance style. Like once it's done,
she does. So once it's done, it's done.
It's done.
And she literally doesn't do anything to it until it's time to remove the style and have it shampooed and conditioned for the next style. Yeah. Which brings me to her regimen. Yeah. I said she's been coming to me, January will be a year. Mm-hmm. She has maintained a consistent regimen of a minimum of every 3 to 4 weeks of getting her hair shampooed, conditioned. We do trim her ends. Because she comes on a regular basis, I think we've trimmed your ends twice. Well, once initially, and then we call it dusting in between that. So technically, she really hasn't had to have it trimmed again since the first initial trim, and then what we quote unquote call dusting. So kind of cleaning it up depending on the style that she had. So with her selecting locks, wanting to get started with locks, she had been asking questions of me along the process. So when she first asked me about locks, I recommended this book by Nikina Evans. Nikina Evans has been a part of the lock community for years. She's a loctician out of New York, and I got a hold of this book through another stylist friend of mine, and I shared this with her. And it says hair locking, everything you need to know. So it talks about the myths. It talks about the stages. It also provides answers to various questions. It gives pictures of different styles. It also has a description of the hair root itself and the different parts that make up the hair, the scalp, and the skin. So I'm an educator. I've done a lot of community educating. I work with children. I had worked with children professionally for the past 16 years until a life-changing event happened that put me on course back into the hair industry. I bring that up because I try to maintain my standards of staying informed, and I want my clients to be informed, whether they're customers or clients, and there's a difference. So I also provide them with resources so that they can be informed themselves and have the knowledge they need to make whatever decision they need to make individually or collectively with me about their hair care needs and the regimen that they choose for their hair. So I introduced her to this book, and then as it got closer for her, and I say closer because she started to ask more and more questions about it. So I'm like, okay, she's really seriously thinking about doing this. By that time, a good friend of mine, if you haven't read the book, you'll know how we got connected. But Shantora Butler, who's a loctician and a natural hair stylist, she's stationed in Germany at the moment, but she created in this book, this journal called Locked and Loaded, a 12-month journey journal. And I actually provided her with it. And she's been holding on to it for a couple months because this just came out a few months ago. But nonetheless, I gave her one. Well, actually, she took it. This was one for the office, one for the barbershop. So she was like, let me have this. And I'm like, okay, you can have it. And I just purchased another one. One, I'm providing her with what she needs to get going. Two, I'm supporting a dear friend of mine with purchasing her book. So I gave her this. So she's gone through it. I even went through it this morning again, even though I've read through it, to kind of, see if there are any more questions or anything else that she would like to ask. So we've talked about her possible size. We've talked about the method that she wants. I've gone through the different methods that people choose. So one is comb coils, one is 2-strand twist, and another one is there are many different formats, but I've only started locks, 2-strand twists, and comb coils. You can do interlocking. You can back tease if you want to start that way, or if you want to do the install, get the locks installed and go from there. Lock extensions, I should say. Lock extensions, then you can do that. And some also you use the braid method. I say plait. because I'm old school, but it's like the box braid method. They utilize that method as well. But she chose the two-strand method, and I'll let her share her thought process behind that. The grid method that we're looking at, we've already discussed this, is the bricklayer method. Because her hair is fine and it's thin, the bricklayer method will be better for her because as her locks grow and mature, as you can see, she's already going to have some length. As they grow and mature, they will fall in a manner that it looks fuller for her. So in terms of the diameter of the box, we will look at that as we begin to set the grid up for her today. So she is actually starting them today, which is why we decided to come on live and have this consultation. In terms of her coming back for maintenance, I know this might be a little premature because her hair is soft and it's fine. I told her we'll look at 2 weeks to see where she is. But here's the thing. She's done two-strand twists for a good portion of this year. So she already kind of has an idea of how her hair holds up with the two-strand twist. The only difference is we normally do a little larger, I won't say box, of the parting with hers. But this time we're going to be a little bit more strategic in terms of setting up the grid for her locks and also the width and, as they mature, how she want them to look. And we'll go from there. So that's pretty much it for me on my part. I'm going to let her take the rest away and kind of tell you her process behind selecting it. Why at this time she's decided to, okay, let me just go and do this. Because I think it is not only a lifestyle, but oftentimes things happen in our lives to make the shift. Example, many of you know me, I braided, I did twist out. Twist out was my favorite, but when I became a barber stylist or a licensed master hair care professional, I wanted to look like a barber. So I was like, I gotta make a change. And the quickest thing to do is to change your hairstyle. So I went with a mohawk. And that was my change for me to be and represent what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would want to add, because I feel like I was ready longer than I realized. It's just Yate made me love my curls so much because even prior to coming to her, I was trying to get my hair curly from root to end, right? So we call it root to end. So I would say a good 2 months of going to her, all of my hair is curly. So I really enjoyed that. But I would say now, I think there are a lot of life changes that's happening with family, with me having to care for my mom. And I think just spiritually, emotionally, and physically, I'm just ready to once again take it to a new level of being more of myself. Because when I went fully natural and from stopping from curling my hair, I really wanted to really go out in the world and not be worried about whether it was raining or whatever was happening with the weather. Yes, as a natural hair, yes, as someone with natural hair, we do have to be concerned about humidity and those type of things, but it wasn't as much of a concern, at least for me, versus when my hair was straight. So I think this is just me taking it even to a higher level of just allowing my hair to grow locked and have a more low maintenance style, and also have more of a connection to earth, myself, and maybe even go down a spiritual aspiration route. So I think that's what's happening. And a lot of things that's happening in my life. There's been a lot of shifts and changes starting August of this year that I think has been naturally guiding me down this path. So yeah. And
I just want to say thank you, Diane, for trusting me with your hair care needs. This has truly been an experience. from the phone call that I got. And when I say she vetted me as if I was her doctor or dentist or, someone that you put in this instance is hair care, but your hair care, like my mentor say, your automobile, your health. You vet them. You want to know what they know and what they don't know, what their thought process is, how do they care for their clients, and what products they use, how committed they are to what they do. Is it just about the money for them, or are they, yes, we got to make a living. This is what I do to take care of myself and my household and contribute to my family. Yet at the same time, I want to do an excellent job. I was going to say great, but I want to do an excellent job because I'm meticulous about what I do. I want to do an excellent job, and I strive towards that in what I do. And I know that this is a second chance at my first love. So with that being said, if you got the book, you know what I'm talking about. But it's important to me that I've gone through this process with her, and I've learned a lot of things. Like I said, from the consultation, her vetting me, and not only at that time, she's vetted me throughout various processes of two-strand twist, flat twist in the head, wash and go. And there's some other things that she's pushed me with, like the styling, the extension hair, some other things personally that she's challenged me on. So it is more than just me as a barber stylist for her. It really is a relationship, and that's what I look to build with my clients, a relationship. So if you're just tuning in or you've caught this on the replay, first I want to say thank you. Greatly appreciate you taking time. If there are any other questions that you have in reference to this conversation, please do comment below. Share this broadcast. But today's conversation was about Diana starting her locks, how this has been almost, if I look at it, kind of a process from the beginning, and how I've supported her and assisted her to coming to this final decision. The other part of this is she's really prepared her hair for this phase because she's maintained a consistent regimen of getting her hair done on a consistent basis. I've been her only stylist, so I know the odds and ends of her hair. We've talked about, the different grids, patterns that she could use, the different methods that she could use to start her locks. We've also talked about how she can maintain them. She's already talking about when she's coming back, based on her traveling next month to New York to take care of some business. So she's already, in that mindset. Let me see. I have some other notes and some things. So the parting, we talked about the size, her scalp condition. With her scalp condition, it's excellent. Her hair holds moisture very well.
Yeah. So I'll just say, throughout our conversations, because it's been ongoing, and I'm a researcher at heart, so it's very hard for me not to ask a ton of questions. But the things that I was curious about that she answered was how to start it. So based on my texture, we decided on two strands, two twists, right?
Two-strand twist.
Two-strand twist. And then also deciding on the grid method because my hair is somewhat thin or fine. So I want it to look full. So having that will be helpful. And also I guess that leads into the sizing of just as it grows out, that my hair will look full as it, starts to grow. And of course, bud and just go through the various process of locking. And those were my main focus. And of course, caring for it over time and how long to come. So yes, I am going to New York next month, and I'm going to be there for about maybe 2-3 weeks potentially. So being that my hair will be newly locked, I wanted to make sure I'm scheduling it in a way where I can come and make sure my hair is being cared for and not getting matted. So other than that, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about having this new phase in my hair journey, and now it's going to be a lock journey, so that's really cool.
So thank you, Tora, for getting this out this year, because she's actually going to be able to utilize this. If you are considering the lock journey, this is an excellent journey journal for you to utilize. If you are considering obtaining more information, you've heard about a lot of myths and, do's and don'ts, this is also another great resource to utilize. I have both of them with me here at my home suite, and as well as at the barbershop. So I keep them I don't keep them on my person, but I keep them where I can readily access them in the event that I have someone like her who's interested in it but is not ready to make that decision just yet, or for those who have started the journey and still have questions, and even for those who are, well into their lock journey and still, just want a little more information. So I provide these resources to them to utilize and maximize as a way to not only become informed, but to stay informed about their lock journey. So we've touched on the conversation. We've done phone consultation. We've done in person, of course, which as a stylist, that is the best method. And it should be the only method that you utilize when starting locks, because as a stylist and a professional, you want to look at the hair, you want to get a sense of the scalp condition, the hair length, and all of those things that go into consulting to get it started. And then, like I said, we talked about it for months. So she's had a number of months to, make that decision, and then say, hey, I'm just going to jump on in with that decision. Again, we talked about some of the preferred methods that are used. We talked about the spacing, the parting, the scalp condition. So with this, I will be doing more reels and, putting up putting up video and content as it relates to her hair, and also my other clients. Because if you look down my timeline, you'll see where I have video footage, reels, or still shots of different phases of lock maintenance, starter locks, and things along that line. So I'm not just a loctician. I am a master hair care specialist who specializes in natural hair care. I cut. I'm working on becoming proficient with my coloring. However, natural hair care is my specialty. Afro textured hair care, to be more specific, but natural hair care is it. So we wanted to share that with you all. We hope that this video has provided some insight. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please do comment below. If you're here locally and you're interested in getting a consultation with me, my number is 803-743-2423. That's my business line. I am a barber stylist with No Grease out of Columbiana Mall. That franchise is based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. However, I'm at the No Grease location in Columbiana Mall. There is a second location, Gervais Street. So if you want to get me, that's how you can reach me. At that number, you can call, text, reach me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page, Yate the Barber Stylist, and of course Instagram. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and do hit that follow button, because I am trying to get to 1K. All I need is five follows. Can you do that for me? I appreciate you. Thank you in advance. So look forward to more of Diana's starter lock journey as she continue. Remember to pick up Locked and Loaded if you're starting your lock journey. It is a journey journal for those who are starting. Very important information that it covers to help you not only reflect and think through the process and understand what is going on at the various phases, but it's also a place to put your thoughts. This is also a great reference book as well. It talks about everything you need to know. Simple. Everything you need to know. All right, so we're going to get started on her lock journey, and we thank you. Once again, I am Yate the Barber Stylist. This is my client, Diana, who's been with me almost a year. So I'm grateful for her. She's, I consider her my legacy client too, but she's been with me for almost a year, and we're preparing to start her locks today. And follow us for how this journey unfolds. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, thank you to my replay viewers, for those of you who are catching this broadcast on the replay. And as always, I always say, embrace your natural hair and celebrate your real roots with Real Roots love and Real Roots pride. Thank you.